Hey guys, I have been waiting a long time to find a real Yenko Camaro, and I finally found one at the Muscle Car Corvette Nationals show in Chicago, one of my favorite shows. Okay, now this ride.
Okay, 68 Yenko Camaro. Of the Yenkos there were in the day approximately 60 built.
In 1968, only 64 Yenko Camaros were made, and it's projected that only 1/3 of those are survivors and still around today.
Less than 20 survive today, so this is one of the 20, but not only the 20, this is the rarest of the 20.
As Kevin said, these guys are extremely rare.
It was a solo order. It was typed special order drag car on the order. Yenko, when he ordered the 68 Yenkos, he would order 4 batches of 4.
Don Yenko owned a Chevrolet dealership on the East Coast, and in 1967, Don started transplanting 427 engines into Camaros.
Transplant the 427 engines in them on his own dime. He had a 90-day warranty program, but long on warranty is 12 months GM, but it took out of his profits having to do his own 427 transplants. So in the latter part of 68, late 68, they did a smog test paid by Yenko, and this car, being the special order drag car, had the 427 for which they did the emissions, smog emissions, to certify a 427 to be sold and built by GM for the 69 Camaro year, which was the Copo Camaro as we know him now with the 427. So it would be considered the rarest of all the 68 Yenkos. And that was the end of the era of muscle cars at supercar dealership. Yeah, he was the most prolific, having he was a showman, artist on his own that promoted the cars, and there's other supercar dealers that did similar 427s. There were, Baldwin Motion. I have a little over 100 cars in my collection. I got multiple Baldwin Motion cars, and then Dana Chevrolet, I have several of those. The Nicky Camaros, there's a couple of those here, I have those, but that was one of my passions, are all the supercar dealerships that enhanced the cars, and there were fastest on the street that one could buy at the time. Oh, I've been collecting cars since, right out of high school, 1970, and each year add to it, but I've had this car probably, 25, 26 years.
In 1987, Yenko passed away at the age of 59 in a plane crash in West Virginia. 3 other occupants were on board his Cessna 210. The plane crashed due to a failed landing attempt. The dealership is no longer.
Oh, well, that's inevitable. He passed away, of course, but the thing that is the most sad is they shifted from making Yenko American cars like Camaros to, I think it was some foreign import. I don't know if it was, I don't even know what they were Hondas, I think it was Yenko Honda and such, and that's not good old American muscle. That's something different.
And if you're wondering how much are these things worth today, well, it depends. Recently, a 67 Yenko Camaro sold for $632,000 at Barrett-Jackson, and at the rival auction house, Mecum, a 69 Yenko Camaro sold for over $300K. What reaction do you get when you drive this? Do you drive this at all?
No, this one I haven't yet. It's just fresh out of restoration. I had it stored at my facility elsewhere. That I finally, having it for 25 years, they do age a bit, and that it had an older restoration that wasn't up to par, and so I brought it out to have it restored. And Yenko is well known. I have other Yenkos. Quite a few years ago, for example, I took 2 of them. Myself and my wife were driving one, and we're going to a local drive-in cruise night. Rock and roll music, hamburgers. So I had to get gas, and I had a Yenko Chevelle and a Hugger Orange Yenko Camaro. Pulled into a gas station because it needed to top off that was low on gas, and with this. It was a Fathom Green Yenko Chevelle, Hugger Orange Yenko Camaro. Pulled into the gas station, and all of a sudden, we're like, cars were coming in, and they're blocking us, and out of nowhere, guys in cars, and they get out and they look at me and say, I've never seen a real Yenko. This is a real Yenko? I says, yeah. And they're like on their hands and knees crawling around. This one guy's like bowing, oh my goodness, 2 Yenkos at once. So yeah, they draw crowds.
Tell me, what's the best part about being part of the cruise culture?
Oh, it's what I grew up. I lived it. So, and in the 60s when I was growing up, it was, I was still in school, and it was, I build motors and we go out weekend racing, and probably doing stuff I don't want my kids to know about, but that. And then when I moved from Alaska to college in Seattle, that was my first experience with a quarter-mile drag strip, and oh man, I was out there. I was like one of the weekend warriors, just building cars and racing them, and I raced against cars I own, Hemi Cudas. I raced that, and LS6 Chevelles. That was another race car I had, and that was just something I did. And here we are, just trying to recapture our youth.
Very cool. Anything else?
No, that's my story.
All right, guys, that's all I have on the Yenko Camaro. What a great interview. And also, I am so jealous. He says he has a full collection of other Yenko cars. So that is really exciting. And I look forward to chatting again with Kevin. But here at McCacken in Chicago, of course, Muscle and Corvette Nationals here. Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. Great turnout, lots of good muscle cars here, and we have done so many interviews. I will have tons of content coming your way. If muscle cars are your thing, definitely keep an eye out on the channel. We will be posting a lot of great content that we gathered here at the show. Aside from doing interviews, I was also able to do a lot of vehicle unveilings. If you've been to the show, you know that they keep a lot of the high-level vehicles under wraps, and then they have certain times where they're able to unveil the different vehicles. So I was able to partake in that as well and interview the owners. So I will be posting some of that. But otherwise, guys, that's all I have today. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Later, cruisers.